I just want to respect everybody who has taken time out to attend our webinar. So just very quickly, if I could, dear fellow Pronexians, a very good morning to all of you. Thank you for taking your time out from your Wednesday morning to join us for this interesting webinar PropNext Singapore have specially created for you. Now, as an introduction, my name is Brian Eng, and I'm the IC for Australian properties marketed by PropNext Singapore. Now, PropNext Singapore aims to bring the best Australian projects to our fellow Propnexians. So we have one more tool in your arsenal when engaging with your clients. And today we're very pleased to share with you one of Melbourne CBD's most well-located properties, 380 Melbourne, which is proudly brought to you by the esteemed Brady Property Group. So a little bit more about Brady Property Group. This real estate company has been growing and evolving with the city of Melbourne for the past 2 decades, basically. And they cover the full spectrum of the property industry by being a very formidable real estate group that plans, design, develop, sell, and build and manage properties while consistently maintaining their respected position as a market leader in the ever-competitive Australian property space. And today, I'm joined by Brady Sales Director, Mr. Daniel Brady, who will be sharing with you more about 380 Melbourne, a completed apartment property located right in the heart of Melbourne CBD. So if you or your clients want something that you can occupy or collect rent immediately, this will be one of those developments that should fit perfectly for you. So without further delay, I will hand the mic over to Daniel to start his exciting presentation. Over to you, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Hello, everybody. So thanks for the introduction, Brian. So yeah, my name's Daniel Brady. I'm the Sales Director for Brady Property Group. And the many Bradys just mentioned there is no coincidence. So another unique thing about Brady Group is we are a family business. So it's a privately owned and operated business. Myself, I'm the second generation in the business. My father founded the business and is still active in it. So as a builder and developer in Melbourne, we're quite unique in, well, many respects, the fact that we both build and develop, but also being a family business. And currently we'd be considered, or have been for many years, the largest private developer of apartments in Melbourne CBD. So I'll be happy to share with you today an overview of our 380 Melbourne project, which, as Brian mentioned, it's brand new and fully completed. So without further ado, I will go through my slideshow presentation with you here. Just confirm, Brian, that's all clear on your side? Screen's up?
Yes, very clear.
Yep. So, okay, so 380 Melbourne is the name of our project. And on the left there, that's obviously an artist's impression of the project prior to completion, but obviously positions the building nicely. So 380 Melbourne actually, as a development, it comprises 2 towers. The north and south tower is seen here. And for anyone who might already be familiar with Melbourne, you should be able to pick this location immediately. If not, I will explain further on about what's so great about this. But straight away, a lot of people who visited Melbourne will recognise Elizabeth Street here, the Melbourne Central Office Tower and Shopping Centre train station. So we're within a few hundred metres, 2-minute walk of that. So straight away off the bat with this image, just gives you an idea this is prime blue chip location in Melbourne. And of course, developed by Brady Group. So what we'll cover today, a few different things, of course, location, project summary, the design, some of the awards we've won for this development, views on offer, price points at present, some of the floor plans available, and then a bit about us. On the left here, you'll see that's a completed photo of the development. And to give context as well, for anyone who's visited Melbourne, this photo was actually taken right at the doorstep of the Emporium Shopping Centre. Some Singaporeans may know it, or you'll have more interest if you didn't know, because it's, I believe, owned by Temasek. So that's your money hard at work there. But this just shows you how good this spot is. So Melbourne Central, so only a few hundred metres away. And literally from the doorstep of Emporium, you can see how close our towers are. You can almost touch them. So there's our north and south tower. You can see it's a visually imposing presence in Melbourne. Quite beautiful architecture, visible everywhere. So it's a very prominent tower, really well located. That's the intersections of Elizabeth and Lonsdale in Melbourne. location. So again, Melbourne, for those who don't know, very simple city, a square grid, and everything good is basically clustered here. So this line down the middle is Elizabeth Street, which is the main street of Melbourne for retail, shopping, dining. This is where everything is. I guess equivalents might be Orchard Road in Singapore. This is sort of the vibrant centre of Melbourne life. This green block here represents our development. So as you can see, we're geographically almost at the centre, but we're really quite in the heart of what really makes Melbourne. So first thing to say straight away is this is not a fringe location. This is not in the red light district, which would be King Street of Melbourne over here, Spencer Street. That's where you have a not quite so nice, but this is prime blue chip Melbourne. So as a developer, we are Melburnians. So for us, it was very important to secure this site because given our local knowledge and obviously having lived a lifetime in Melbourne, we knew this site for Melburnians and everyone else alike. This is prime territory, so we had to have it. Some of the highlights here, as seen in the picture, Melbourne Central, very, very close by. So that's your shopping, train station, office tower. From that train station, you can go anywhere in Melbourne, so very strategically located. Emporium, as just mentioned, that's more your high-end shopping, has Michelin-starred restaurant Din Tai Fung in there, amongst other great food options, but more sort of high-end shopping. QV Shopping Centre, which has, well, including Melbourne Central too, you have your groceries, your big retailers there, a lot of good restaurants, Papa Rich, for example, in QV. So you'll want for nothing in this location, all within walking distance. Restaurants, Hardware Lane, our famous dining precinct located just nearby, and that's home to a variety of high-end restaurants, and that's a Melbourne icon. Education, of course, a big driver in Melbourne for rentals and also sales as well is the university. So we're very close to RMIT University, corner of La Trobe and Elizabeth Street. That's one of our most famous universities. Melbourne University is just across the border in Carlton, which is easily accessible, just a short walk from here up to Swanston Street. Jump on the tram, you'll be there in a matter of minutes, so very easy. And recently, Victoria University, they have their law campus here, but they've also recently, in the last couple of years, built I believe, 38-level vertical campus. So they've invested significantly in the area. So what was already a great area is just getting better by the day. But yeah, definitely you can take confidence in knowing you're offering a prime location. This again positions it nicely. There's the Melbourne CBD, again, that Melbourne Central office tower, and our development right here. You can see at the bottom, Queen Victoria Market, also easily accessible. One tram ride along Elizabeth Street, which it is a free tram zone in the city, or a short walk. State Library of Victoria. State Library is here. Melbourne Central Shopping Centre with the dome here. QV Shopping Centre. RMIT University is there, but they have several campuses along Swanston. And then you've got Emporium, Burke Street Mall down this way. So again, it's a prime location. Some of the highlights for, just to give you a bit of a visual. So this is the Victoria University newly developed campus, as mentioned. So you can see that's significant. So they're really upping their game to compete with Melbourne and RMIT universities, which are traditionally regarded as your, I guess they're more well known, but Victoria University is bringing a lot of activity to the area as well. Melbourne Central Shopping Centre, for those who haven't been. So it's from Elizabeth to Swanston, as mentioned, food, shopping, entertainment, cinemas, offices, and the train station there, which can take you to any train line in Melbourne. Emporium Shopping Centre, as mentioned, so you can see it's really more of that high-end shopping feel in there, 4 minutes walk away. QV Melbourne, again, shopping centre, within 5 minutes walk. State Library of Victoria, 5-minute walk. Great resource for students, but even for the general public. This is a Melbourne icon. People from all walks of life will come here to read a book, get together, but obviously students love to utilise that for their studies as well. RMIT University, so 6-minute walk, La Trobe and Swanston Street, very close by. Flagstaff Gardens, the largest open park in Melbourne CBD, 7 minutes walk away. Queen Victoria Market just nearby as well. So there's a lot of lifestyle benefits to living here. easy for people to get out, get some fresh air, stretch the legs, walk the dog, but as well as shopping, education. So it's really, you can live a great lifestyle at 380 Melbourne. Chinatown, 8 minutes walk. So obviously great food, cultural attractions there, easy to get to. Queen Victoria Market, as mentioned, 8-minute walk or a 1-minute tram ride. You can hop on the tram, stop literally 200 meters from our door, and you'll be there in a minute if you don't feel like walking. But that's obviously got all your fresh fruit, produce. That's been there for over 100+ years. That's a Melbourne institution. Everyone who visits Melbourne will go here. Night market, so it's a real cultural hub and easy to get to from us. University of Melbourne, short tram ride from Swanston Street, about 8 minutes on the tram. As for our project, so a bit of a summary, it was designed by Allenberg Fraser, who are quite a famous Australian award-winning architect practice. So they designed this tower here, and that's what gives us the distinctive look. So you can see the building itself has that wave rippled facade, but that also translates to more internal space for the units, provides more view lines and natural light. So it's a really high-end building. And that was very important to us because it is located in the heart of Melbourne. It's visible for everywhere. So for us, it's a landmark project. So we spared no expense in working with the top firm to make sure that not just us, but Melbourne got something that's really going to make everyone proud. So our North Tower here, 65 levels in total. That is all apartments. So that's completely residential. Typically 11 apartments per floor and 6 elevators in total. For the about 588 apartments. So there are plenty of elevators. The ratio, we would generally aim in our experience as a developer, builder, 1 lift per 100 units. So we exceed that here, whereas there are comparable buildings that only have 4 lifts. So again, very important, but that's something, I guess, again, being a family business, Melbourne-based with longevity, we pay attention to the small details. We could have got away with 4, but we thought 6 was necessary. The South Tower here, 51 levels in total. So the key difference between the two towers is half of the South Tower is a hotel. So it's a Voco Hotel, which is a subsidiary of the Intercontinental Group. Approximately 151 studio rooms there. And that was the second Voco Hotel in Australia. So it's nice new build, very high-end feel. And that is actually owned and operated by us under a franchise with Intercontinental. So the benefit to people there is, that there's stability, longevity in having that, top tier accommodation provider in the block. And then we do have some apartments from levels 28 to 49 in our South Tower. So there's generally 7 apartments per floor and only 151 in total, 2 elevators. And that's just to service the apartments. So the hotel lifts are completely separate. So 2 lifts for the 150 apartments, again, exceeding that benchmark. And the key difference between the apartments in both towers is predominantly just the floor plans available. So the interior is the same. It's a high quality finish in both towers. But the South Tower is generally where you'll find we have our larger 2-bedroom units, some with studies. But obviously some people are attracted to the more boutique, quiet nature of the South Tower compared to your traditional super tower. But it really is also a matter of just preference of floor plan. There is car parking available in the towers. With our 3 bedrooms, it's included. 1 and 2 bedrooms do have the option to purchase. But as you can see, not enough to go around. But in fact, in reality, in Melbourne CBD, it's not a high demand asset. Generally reserved for owner-occupiers who would, want it for their lifestyle, but that they are available. And it is a ramp system, so important to note, it's a car ramp. Body corporate fees for the car parks are very low. And compared to obviously some buildings where there's car stackers, car lifts, there's no such issues with maintenance, expensive maintenance or car lifts or stackers breaking down. So nice and simple, always available, easy to maintain. Facilities, 3 levels in total, levels 7, 8, and 51. We'll go into more detail about what they are later on. And the development as a whole was completed in February 2021. But of course, what we still have to sell is brand new, has not been occupied. It's all brand new direct from the developer. Obviously, given the pandemic, etc. We'd generally be accustomed to having sold this out well in advance, but unprecedented times means good luck for buyers who are still looking. And the good news there also is obviously this building's been operational for just over 3 years, so quite a number of residents already. The building's functioning really well. You know, generally you may have some teething issues in the early days, but obviously that's well and truly been resolved. So you get to move into a brand new apartment that's completed. So it's the best of both worlds. The builder and developer was the Brady Group, which is of course us. So we are a construction company as well as a developer. The North Tower of our development. So basically the breakdown, of course, you have the ground floor, the lobby. As pictured here, this is our lobby in the North Tower, really nicely decorated, stone floors, stone walls, chandeliers, 24/7 concierge service available in the North Tower as well. So it's a really nice, welcoming lobby to come home to. On the ground floor, we have Timothy Lane. So our development actually occupies a whole city block. So we go from Little Lonsdale through to Lonsdale Street, and Timothy Lane serves as the connecting point between those two. So Timothy Lane, for those who have visited Melbourne will know, Melbourne, we really love our laneway culture. So we've made this another really cool, funky laneway for Melbourne. You can see we've got a 6-level vertical garden along the laneway. The Voco Hotel entry is from Timothy Lane, as are the other lobbies as well. And there'll be coffee shop or cafe retail along Timothy Lane. Recently, we had a Malaysian coffee chum just open up. So our Singapore customers will have a taste similar to what they're used to available just downstairs. And the Voco Hotel is actually home to the Blacksmith Brasserie and Restaurant, so you can enjoy the really high-end nice dinner, all within the comfort of the development. Level 7 facilities floor, level 8 also facilities. We'll go through this in more detail later. The apartments, typically they start from level 9, go all the way up to 65. The key difference is once you hit 52 and above, that is where we introduce a unique 3-bed, 3-bar. Otherwise, it remains mostly typical throughout. And we do have penthouses available up the top as well. So I'd also note there are some apartments on levels 1 to 6. There's only 12 of them. They tend to get overlooked because the main game is level 9 to the top. But if you have someone maybe scared of heights, we do have some as low as level 1 as well. But generally speaking, the lowest you can buy is level 9. The South Tower development, so as mentioned, ground floor. Again, you've got your lobby there. Level 7, 8, again, sharing the facilities with the North Tower. Important to note, again, these facilities are not shared with the hotel. They're just for apartment residents only. And then from levels 28 to 49, that's where we have our the Diamond Collection apartments. So we've termed it that because it's quite rare that you're actually in a high-rise development, but there's only 150 units, levels 28 to 49. You know, quite unprecedented to have a relatively low-density apartment block, yet you're still having higher levels. So we've termed that the Diamond Collection. Level 51, we do have a rooftop garden and barbecue. Pictured here on the left is the 25-meter indoor heated swimming pool, one of the largest swimming pools in an apartment block in Melbourne CBD. This photo probably doesn't do it justice, but hard to tell there, but 25 meters, so really great length. And pictured down below is the karaoke room on level 8. So you can see very nicely fitted out high-end karaoke room as well. So we have some great facilities on offer. The design of the building. So as mentioned earlier, one of the sort of unique things about the development when looking at the outside is this curves and waves and ripples. And this is actually, as you can see here, each level is different. So for example, that might be a living room in one unit, might be a flat window there. As you go up, you can see it comes out, goes back in, comes out again. So other than giving that building that sort of beautiful shimmering undulating facade on the outside, what happens here with the units is you do get additional floor space where you have these. So we've actually made sure wherever the curve is present, it actually adds on additional space rather than taking it away. which is something, again, given our experience as a builder developer, architects often want to do very elaborate things, but they can have practical implications. So I think we've made the perfect partnership here. We've made sure you have that beautiful architectural design, but you also no compromise on the floor plans. All our layouts are sort of squared off, and where you have this, it actually adds amenity, adds space, natural light and views. And as mentioned, this is visually very imposing in the middle of Melbourne CBD, viewable from everywhere. So it's an iconic design. And again, a nice shot up here just shows that all that curve and facade. And as you can see, the building is predominantly all glass. So that means a lot of great natural light for the units, great views on offer, and looks fantastic on the outside. The amenities available in the tower. So as pictured here, I'm sure you can guess, this is our rooftop garden. So this is located on the roof of the South Tower, but also used by the residents of the North Tower. So you've got a barbecue up there, but you can see beautiful landscape space with breathtaking views of Melbourne CBD. So really popular spot for residents, New Year's Eve or throughout the year, Moomba, Melbourne Festival, when there's fireworks. It's a great show, but otherwise throughout the year, you've got amazing views, Yarra River, looking over the city. The level 7 facilities plan. So as seen earlier, the swimming pool, 25 metres. We've got both a sauna and a steam room, as well as a jacuzzi here separated from the pool. So it's a real resort style feel. We have 2 function rooms, which have kitchens in there. So you can cook a meal in there, dine, birthday parties, resident lounges, games rooms available, and outdoor garden and lounge. So the 25-metre indoor heated pool is pictured here, but that beautiful stone tiles throughout. Really feels like a high-end, almost like a Turkish bath. It's really beautiful space, double vaulted ceilings. The jacuzzi, so you can see again, we've got lots of beautiful stone throughout and a big jacuzzi hot tub for residents to enjoy. Sauna and steam rooms. So big focus on wellness within the building. People can really enjoy themselves, have that resort style lifestyle here. Level 7, we have the residence lounge, which actually has really almost like a ballroom vibe to it. You've got the beautiful stone columns, big chandeliers, as well as a fireplace in there as well. And that all leads out to the outdoor garden and lounge on level 7. And also a library and study, which great space for residents to come down, get out of their unit and, get some work done without having to leave the building. We do have like a communal library as well. So a lot of great spaces for residents to stretch their legs, get together with friends and fellow residents. The function rooms, as mentioned, so they're equipped with Garganel kitchens. And you can see you've got more of this beautiful stone everywhere throughout. There's 2 rooms here, so you can book it as one big room, as seen here with the divider open, or they can be booked separately. And again, both of these rooms open out to the outdoor garden and lounge. So when the weather's nice, you can have a really good indoor-outdoor flow from these rooms. And people are using these for, cooking meals, birthday parties, functions. So it's great to have really future-proofs the building because a lot of people are seeing this as their long-term home now. So they love to have these amenities. And obviously, if you didn't have it, it can't be retrofitted. So a lot of these amenities are very popular. Games rooms. So something a bit different, a bit of fun here. We've got table tennis, table soccer, air hockey, and that's on level 7 for residents to enjoy. Very popular, and you can see it's we take it very seriously. You've got a full spectator bench here, really elegant surrounds for our games room. And we have a level 7 outdoor garden and lounge as well, in addition to the rooftop. So this is a nice space for residents to come out, get fresh air. And many people enjoy this more than the rooftop in a way because you really feel immersed in the city. So you're down at level, looking at Elizabeth Street where you can see there's no tall buildings in your way, looking right into the heart of Melbourne. And obviously, since this photo was taken, those plants have continued to flourish, and it's a very nice, lush outdoor garden area now at present. Level 8, so this is where we have our cinema, karaoke, gym, and another function room as well. So as pictured here, we've got our fully equipped techno gymnasium. So it's all commercial quality gym equipment and a variety on offer. You've got the machine weights here for people. There's 6 treadmills, ellipticals. You can see beautiful backdrop of Elizabeth Street for you while you enjoy your workout. And then over this side here, more treadmills, stretching area, yoga area here for people, spin bikes. So a really well-equipped gym for residents. Another function room on level 8. So again, in keeping with below, kitchen here, you can cook here. This is the more private of the 3 rooms, given that it doesn't open to the garden. So if someone wants a more sort of intimate environment, this will be the ideal spot for it. And the karaoke room was seen earlier. Very popular, as you can imagine, Friday, Saturday nights here. There's a lot of fun and something a bit quirky, a bit different. People really actually enjoy this one. You've got Sennheiser microphones, surround sound system, professional kiosk here connected to the internet, so you can get whatever type of music you would like. So no excuse not to have a good time. Cinema. So this can be booked as well, free to use. You've got Yamaha surround system, 100-inch TV, and you can stream Netflix, Chromecast, Apple TV, watch whatever you like in there. So great space to have. Recently, some of the residents enjoyed watching our Australian football grand final over the weekend in this room. And again, great amenity to have, makes the building desirable long into the future. The apartments themselves. So what's common to them all in terms of fit out? The oak timber flooring is standard in the living, dining and kitchen. Mitsubishi split system heating and cooling in every living room, and the majority of apartments also have it in the bedrooms as well. We do have double glazed windows, so they're also tinted for privacy, so it helps with reducing outside noise, but also with regulating the temperature. Of course, the bay windows. This is obviously a flat one here, but you'll see in some of the later photos samples of the curved ones. Kitchens. So a variety of layouts here, but what they all share is these beautiful stone bench tops. Many of them do have island benches as well, in which case they'll have double bowl sinks, Miele cooking appliances, so gas cooking, stone splashbacks, soft closing joinery, and lots of storage space. The island benches double as a breakfast bar, so they're really designed, well-designed kitchens. Great for people who love to do a bit of cooking. Living rooms, so a variety of layouts here, but as you can see, well-designed square rectangular living rooms, makes it easy to furnish, and beautiful views, full-length windows. A slight example of a curved window here with a dining table sat there. Living room here. This one has a larger bay window, so you can fit an additional armchair there. Brings in more natural light, more views. So great living rooms with lots of natural light. Bedrooms in the development. So this is a few different rooms here. So, but what you can see again, a lot of them full-length windows, so a lot of great views, generously sized, double beds with 2 bedsides or a queen-size bed. Thanks to the curved window in some of these, you can fit study desks, an occasional chair, table if you like, and some great views on offer. Something here to the south, looking towards the Botanic Gardens, east to Elizabeth Street there. This is west towards Queen Street, the Docklands District. Mirrored built-in wardrobes, and bedrooms in Melbourne, there tends to be a preference for wool carpets in the bedrooms because it is generally a colder climate here, so they've all got nice plush wool carpets. Bathrooms in the development, so they all come with these Corian stone basins, which are a custom design for the project, storage built in below, and you've got fully tiled bathrooms, so you can see the showers here fully tiled, feature tiles here, terrazzo countertops, and even the external walls of the bathroom are fully tiled. So just, much nicer presentation, protects against moisture. But yeah, fully tiled bathrooms, mirrored vanities, shelving down the side, shelving here, shelving within. So really well thought out and well designed bathrooms, concealed water tanks there. So really, really high end feel, double shower heads. So you do have the big range shower as well as the hose on the rail. So they're really, really great design bathrooms at 380 Melbourne. Awards that we've won. So upon completion in 2021, we won several awards from Property Guru for Best Apartment Development in Victoria and Australia also, as well as Best Apartment Architectural Design overall. So we were quite proud to win that, and that is a name that's, I believe, quite well known in Southeast Asia. So your clients can take confidence in knowing they'll be buying into an award-winning development. Views available in the development. So to the east, looking over the heart of Elizabeth Street. So we often refer to this as our postcard view of Melbourne, because anyone who knows Melbourne can recognise many landmarks in this picture. The State Library of Victoria, QV Shopping Centre, Emporium Shopping Centre, Bourke Street Mall and GPO, the Botanic Gardens and the Yarra River. So really beautiful views to the east, morning sun. This was taken from about level 40, but even lower down. This was taken level 7 in our garden, level 8 in the gym. So if you're facing east in our development, you can see great views regardless of level. What this is over here is the oldest Catholic church in Melbourne, St. Francis Church, which we're in line with. That can't be touched, so that protects your view lines there. And as well as the central core of the CBD, no tall buildings there. So beautiful views to the east. To the west, so you'll be looking out towards the Docklands precinct of Melbourne, Port Phillip Bay, St Kilda, Port Melbourne. So if you're on the higher level, you can enjoy some of those water views. Otherwise, you're looking out at the surrounding CBD, the Supreme Court of Victoria here. So looking out over the legal district of Melbourne. So beautiful views to the west as well. To the south, so I should say the majority of our units are facing either east or west, because we are more like a rectangular shape. But in our south tower, our 3 bedrooms do enjoy the southern aspect, in which case you're looking straight down Elizabeth Street, Emporium Shopping Centre on your left here. And if you're on sort of level 30 plus, you'll be able to enjoy a Yarra River view and Botanic Gardens view as well. So south view, very nice indeed. Price points. So at present, 1 bedrooms in our north tower sold out. 2 bedroom, 1 bathrooms, we have a handful remaining, starting from 861,000 up to 983. The reason for that range, you can see here, quite a variety of sizes, 60 square meters up to 74. Body corporate or owners corporation fees, the strata, ranging from 2,800 to 4,000 per year, so very affordable. Our 2-bed, 2 baths currently start at 872. Reason that there's not a big gap is because, as you can see, sizes are actually about the same for the lowest priced 2-bed, 1 bath and the lowest priced 2-bed, 2. But you do have more of a variety of sizes for 2-bed, 2 baths. So the 2-bed, 1 baths remaining, really only a handful. Essentially either the one that's 60 odd square meters or the big one. 2-bed, 2 baths. We have sort of 60, 63 up to 76, almost 76 square meters, and anywhere from 872 up to just over $1 million for the 2-bed, 2 bath, and a variety of views and designs on offer. Again, very reasonable owners corporation fees, 3,100 per year up to 4,000 per year. So actually, our development would have some of the more affordable fees in the CBD. And a reason beyond that is because, of course, Brady Group, we also are the owners corporation manager, so we manage the cost very well. We do have 3-bed, 2 bath with 1 car in the building, just on level 65. There's just 1 of these, just under 1.9 million, with 1 car for 106 square meters. And you can see body corporate fee very attractive as well. 3-bed, 3 bath with 1 car, we do have on the high levels of 380 Melbourne from just over 2 million. So for someone not requiring a penthouse but wants something quite sizable, 127 square meters internally, and just 6,300 a year for body corporate. Penthouses we do have from 5.5 up to 5.72 million, and you can see quite large sizes there. So, and even the body corporate for the fees for these are quite reasonable given the size of the place. Our South Tower, so we do have a few one bedrooms remaining here, priced from 658 up to 663. And by Melbourne standards, quite large internally, 46.7 to 48.3, and dirt cheap owners corporation fees for those. 2-bed, 2-bath, starting from just under $1 million here to $1,068,000. The reason the starting price is higher here, of course, is the minimum size is bigger. So the South Tower is home to our larger 2 bedrooms, 71.5 square meters up to 74. Some of them do have study areas as well. So for someone wanting quite a large, comfortable 2-bed, 2-bath, the South Tower is the perfect spot. We also do have sort of mid-sized 3-bed, 2-baths with 1 car from just over 1.3 million for circa 80 square meters. So variety of pricing, layouts on options for people. The layouts. So something you'll see when you're looking at our floor plans here, probably to point out is, of course, this coloured matrix here. So for those who haven't seen this before, you might be thinking, what's going on? This is just a way to decipher the curved window. So, of course, every level, as you'd seen in the picture earlier, is different. So this apartment layout would remain generally unchanged as you go up, but what would be different would be the window. And the easiest way to obviously figure out, for example, what does level 26 look like, or 14, I think I've marked up in this case. So level 14, you could just refer to the numbers here. For example, bay 4 here, number 3, so it'll roughly go to there. Bay 3 in this one is size 8, and so on. But of course, we do have the individual apartments layout, which obviously makes it much clearer. Once they've sort of narrowed down to their preferred level, you could then pull up the individual layout for that unit, and then you can see, exactly how it looks, a more clear visual representation. In this case here, this would show you, for example, bay 3 is the large one. As seen here, it's allowed us to put a study desk in the room, so it adds real amenity to the apartment. Level plans in the building, so you can see it's more of a rectangular floor plate. Excuse me. Yeah, so the as mentioned earlier, rectangular sort of level plate. So Little Lonsdale Street up that end, through to Lonsdale Street here. This is our North Tower. And what that means is, obviously up the top there, you're looking west. Down the bottom, you're looking east. So the majority are either east or west. I won't go, obviously, through everyone in detail, but as you can see here, the pink ones are 1 bedrooms. Everything else here in the North Tower on the lower levels below 52 is a 2 bedroom. Green and white, just to make it clear where one starts and another one begins. 6 lifts in total, right in the middle, so everyone's got equal access to lifts, so very well laid out symmetrical floor plates. The higher levels of our North Tower, just to point out, this is where we've introduced level 52 and above. We've got that unique 3-bed, 3-bath layout there. And our South Tower, you can see this is a much smaller floor plate. So again, from 28 to 49, about 150 units, just 7 per floor. So it really does have that more quiet, boutique, private feel. 2 elevators here. Again, just for the apartments, the hotel has its own lift shaft. So this is dedicated to the apartment owners. And again, up here, you've got the west. Down the bottom, you've got the east. And this are our 2 3-bedrooms that enjoy that south view that you've seen earlier on. About us. So as mentioned earlier, Brady Group, we are Melbourne CBD's largest privately owned developer of apartments, Australian company, Melbourne based, with more than 30 years experience. To date, we've done more than 20 CBD projects in total. So we've got a strong reputation, strong track record in Melbourne. And we, as discussed, we are the builder, developer, owners corporation, but we also offer real estate services. So for any of the customers needing assistance to rent the properties out and manage them, we offer that service in-house, as well as when the time comes in the future, we can help them with the sale of their apartment. So it is like a one-stop shop. So it makes the customers' lives very easy. At any point, they can just refer back to Brady, whatever stage of their journey they're at. We'll be assisting them all throughout. For context, some of our past projects, Vision Apartments at 500 Elizabeth Street. If anyone's been to Queen Victoria Melbourne Market in Melbourne, you may have noticed this directly opposite. 550 apartments in total, 72 levels. At the time, we won the Master Builders Award for that tower, which is an industry body for construction in Australia. But this just gives you a sense of scale. For us, projects of this size are nothing new. In fact, that's our specialty. So they can buy with confidence that they're buying from a reputable, experienced developer. And just a selection of some of our past projects, again, just to show you that Melbourne City Apartments, that is our bread and butter. That's what we do day in and day out. 2 towers in Little Lonsdale Street here, 500 units across both. 28-level apartment block in Little Lonsdale Street as well, and 2 towers in Will Street, among many others. And just here's a list of our projects to date, but not including all, because also as a builder, we've actually built projects for other developers in the past also, but very clear theme as to where we like to do our business. As you can see, we really love middle of Melbourne right here. Again, for us, that philosophy is choose a prime location, build a quality development, and it's a win-win for everybody. Easy for us to market, easy for the customers to rent them out. People will enjoy their lifestyle there. So we more or less have an exclusive focus right here in Melbourne CBD. In the future, we do have a pipeline of projects. So at some stage in the near future, we'll be marketing another tower at 280 Queen Street, not too far away from where we are now, so another prime spot. And that'll be about 68 levels in total, 600 units as well. So that'll be something that we'll launch later down the track. But, you know, so the message is Brady is an experienced and continuing developer, which is ensures, I guess, continuity of service, as well as plenty of opportunity for us to continue to working together as well. That concludes it, so I'll hand it over to Brian, and if there's any questions, once I get my breath back, I'll be happy to take them.
So thank you so much again, Daniel, for that very comprehensive overview of the apartments and the development as well. I don't really see any questions right now, but I just want to ask on behalf of the team then, right now for 380 Melbourne. So generally, for those who are new to this, if you want to buy a property in Australia, you typically need to apply for an FIRB, so a Foreign Investment Review Board, you know, and the fees typically for one bedder is about 4,500 for one bedder. Oh, sorry, for anything under 1 million, and between 1 to 2 is about $29,500. So in this instance, for 380 Melbourne, Daniel, there's no need to pay for the FIRB.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we as a developer, we've obtained blanket approval, which means we've absorbed that cost and the approval's already been granted, so they can proceed with confidence. Already approved and won't cost them any extra money either.
So if you're buying a new property now, obviously you have to pay for that amount. So in this instance, we don't have to. As well, from the PropNext, we've also worked out a deal with Brady as well to make sure that we wanted to give our buyers the best incentive. So for the 2 and 3 bedders, we will have a 5% rebate, at settlement. And again, this is something that we can discuss more with your taggers. When you have a client, or if you're a client online now and you want to learn more, please reach out to our taggers. And like I said, we are definitely here. Well, the Brady Group is definitely here to keen to do a deal, and we're definitely here to facilitate that as well, basically. So, and in terms of a rental, basically, right? Typically, how long does it take for for anyone to lease out their apartments in the 380 Melbourne, from your experience so far?
So I mean that in part would depend on the time of year. So obviously in Melbourne, as you guys might be familiar, very much a large portion of the rental market is driven by the universities. So February and June will typically be your busiest times of year, and often then that's when we see increases in the rental figures. In fact, in the last year, it's been significant. And at those times of year, it's almost like we can't get enough of them. They go super quick. It could be some of them within a matter of days, 1 to 2 weeks, very, very quick. As long as, of course, they're priced in line with the market, you can rent them out very quickly for top dollar. Other times during the year, if it were a bit quieter, still wouldn't take that long. Generally, I would say 2 to 4 weeks in the quieter times of year. But obviously, timing's everything. If you time it right, super quick and potentially more than you expect as well.
Sure. And I think there's a question from Kasheen. What sort of rental can we expect for a two-bedder, basically? So perhaps you could share a one-bedder and two-bedder. What is the current kind of market rental rate right now?
Yeah, sure. So recently, sorry, just pulling up my figures. So recently, the one bedrooms have been going from anywhere from 650 to 700 per week without furniture, and with furniture anywhere from sort of 700 to 750 on average per week. And again, we would expect that the rental peaks will try to see how much more we can extract, but yeah, pretty healthy returns there. The two-bedders now going from anywhere sort of from 850 to 900 per week. In saying that as well, recently that would have been some of the smaller size two-bedders, whereas some of our larger ones that aren't quite as available for rent, I'd be expecting at least 900 plus per week for those. That's unfurnished. And furnished units have been going for 950 to 1,000 per week. So very good. 3 bedrooms, we typically don't rent them out. They're generally almost exclusively owner occupiers. But I think we do have one available now for about 1,200 per week without furniture. But predominantly 1 and 2 beds is where the majority of the rental stock is.
And generally, from experience, right? Do you think there's a bit of a difference whether is it fully furnished or unfurnished? I mean, is there a big difference basically?
In the demand, or you mean?
Yeah, in demand.
Yeah, obviously the rental price will naturally be higher, $50 to $100. And the demand, that will, I guess, will depend. Our property management team will generally give the advice, but they're both pretty well sought after, because in Melbourne, if anything, we're actually undersupplied from a rental perspective. It might just be more of a difference in who you're leasing it to. So fully furnished units, they'll either be sought after by international students from quite wealthy families who just don't want any hassle, just move in, happy to pay the premium and potentially stay for a couple of years. Or sometimes will be the corporates who are sending their workers to Melbourne. So it's more a difference in the type of people, whereas the norm in Melbourne would be to rent out the unit unfurnished. So there's no issue in doing that as well. In which case you'll be renting, again, predominantly to professionals who obviously live in Melbourne, have their own furniture already, as well as students as well.
Sure. We actually, Celia mentioned that there is, I think she missed out part of the Zoom, and she's just wondering whether you could just flash back perhaps to the estimated cost in maintenance for a two-bedder.
So for 2 bedrooms, depending on the size, per year, you're looking generally anywhere from maybe about 3,200 up to about 4,000 for our largest, depending on the size. So 60 square meters versus 74. which is really very affordable.
Kenny asks, is there any dual key units?
No, no. So they're all set up as traditional residential units. Yeah.
I think Kishin has asked about what percentage of the units has been sold so far for each towers, basically.
So in total now we will sit at about 75% overall.
Okay. I think that's, I don't see any more questions. Okay. So if we're not working in Australia, is it hard to get a loan? So just to answer that question for you, Yvonne, it's not difficult because 380 Melbourne, typically we're able to get loans from the Singapore banks as well as from loan brokers who are, who are able to get loans in Australia for our clients, basically. So to answer your question, not difficult at all. Just talk to any of our taggers. We'll get you sort out with the local Singapore banks as well as the other one, which is the loan brokers. So Kishan, anything about taxation structure? Yes, we do know most of the taggers are very familiar with the taxation structure. This is not that webinar for it, unfortunately, but call any one of our taggers that you can find. We will definitely answer your questions about taxation structure. The long and short of it is that while the taxes initially might look very high in Australia, with the usage, when you work with a tax agent, you are able to mitigate the tax exposure to a very palatable level, basically. Okay. Any more other questions, project-based questions? Okay, so if there isn't, I also want to just sort of share a little bit of thoughts as well. I've been doing this business for a very long time now, about 13 years and counting. So I remember about 10 years ago, if you were to buy a property, in Australia or Melbourne specifically, you didn't have to pay this extra foreign levy of 8%, basically. And probably there'll be some stamp duty savings as well. However, 10 years ago, the exchange rate was $1. Aussie is probably $1.30 Australian dollars. But now, currently the exchange rate is $1 Aussie is 88 cents Sings, basically. So there is a big Forex advantage that we have right now. And plus the fact that if the developer is working off a 5% rebate, it pretty much absorbs that normal stamp duty anyway. So again, with the interest rates hopefully set to fall in the near future, I think all of this would make 380 Melbourne a very viable investment. Again, for those who are our ICBs or even our clients who are attending today, please reach out to any of our taggers. We are all easily found in the Agent Suite portal, and reach out to any one of us. We'll be most happy to assist you in your journey with Australia property. And again, thank you so much, Daniel, for taking time out to share with us as well. If you have any questions for the projects as well, feel free to send to us. If we can answer, we'll definitely answer for them. I think we should be able to answer most of them. If we cannot, we'll also get Daniel to assist as well. All right. With that, I bid everybody a very good afternoon on a Wednesday today. All right. Thank you so much again for coming online. Cheers.